What's up, guys? We're heading from Tampa Bay to Duval. Let's preview some Jags football, fantasy football for 2019. Just a little bit of overview. Head coach still Doug Marrone, but new offensive coordinator John DeFilippo. That is important for a couple different reasons. DeFilippo loves to throw the football, and he also has connections to Nick Foles from their days in Philadelphia winning a Super Bowl. Nick Foles is my first player to target out of the first three players. Like I said, DeFilippo loves to throw the football, and he knows what Foles likes to do. So I expect their game plans to be on point. I expect Foles to be comfortable in their game plans and really know how they want to attack defenses. The Jags invested in the offensive line, which should help keep Foles upright and healthy. A.J. Cann was brought in at guard. Cedric Ubuehi was brought in at right tackle to help shore up that. They also have some draft picks that could compete for some time. But maintaining Foles' health is a huge priority for the Jags. The Jags, they don't have a great set of receivers or tight ends. Certainly not of the quality that the Philadelphia Eagles had from Foles' time there. But Foles is the starter, so he will become relevant again in the fantasy world. They should throw the ball a decent amount, I would say probably 55 to 60% of the time. And Foles should have spot start to decent. He could get you through a pinch if you have a quarterback injured or your quarterback's going through a tough schedule for a couple weeks. So Nick Foles, while he won't be a starter, he will have value for you if you don't grab an elite quarterback. He could help you out. Moving on, running back Leonard Fournette. He's my RB12 heading into draft season. Workhorse back, goal line back. He has a nose for the end zone. Last year he only played 8 games. He scored touchdowns. He hit pay dirt 6 times in those 8 games. So that's a great ratio. Goal line back, like I said. He's made significant improvement in the receiving game. One thing that Foles does love to do, he loves to throw to his backs, whether it's a screen game, just dumping it off and letting the running back do their thing. So he does target the running backs a bunch. So that should only help Fournette, especially if you're in a half point or a full point PPR league. Fournette should really see value. Some of his receiving numbers, of those 8 games he played in last year, he caught 22 of 26 passes thrown his way. That is great for a guy who did not catch the ball well coming out of college. Over a full 16 games, if he can stay healthy, he should have somewhere around 50 to at most 60 catches. I don't see that happening, but right around the 45 to 50 mark, that is excellent value. If that happens, he could go higher than RB12 for me. He should crack the top 10 if that happens. But Fournette, I think he slept on a little too much. There's not much competition there in Jacksonville. Alfred Blue could steal some third down, passing down work. But Fournette's the guy in Jacksonville. I really like him. I'm targeting him if I can get him in the second round or early third. The last guy I want to target is D.D. Westbrook. Draft D.D. Westbrook. Right now his current ADP, according to Sleeper, is 9th round, middle of the pack, 9th round, which is astonishing when you consider that he posted 66 catches on 101 targets last year for 5 touchdowns and 717 yards. That is with well below average quarterback play, some of the worst in the league. Nick Foles coming to town, that should only increase D.D. Westbrook's production. It wouldn't be a stretch to see him hit 80 catches and finish with 7 to 10 touchdowns. That would not be a stretch, especially considering there's not that much going on with the rest of the receivers. Really, D.D. Westbrook should be the primary target over Marquise Lee, who's coming back from injury. But if you can get him, if he's in your draft, if he's still available in the 9th round, sprint to the draft board, maybe trade up if you need to, but he should see really solid production. Could be a middle of the pack wide receiver 2 could be a really solid flex starter for you, depending on your wide receiver depth on your team. That is all I have on the Jags. I'd love for you to comment on this. I'd love to chat with you about the Jags players, and anyone else that you think has a good chance of producing in fantasy. Stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter, ff_pilots, and subscribe on YouTube. And that's all.